Math for this week. All right, this week you are going to be taking a couple things I know you know how to do and putting them together to solve some problems. So you're taking addition and subtraction that you have been doing all year. You're taking the measurement that you just practiced, and now we're putting it together for like real life things that could happen. So usually when you are doing measurement as an adult or as you grow up, it's usually to solve something or fix something or make something and create it. That's when you'll be using your measurement. Most people don't just go around and measure things for fun. So what you're going to do now is pretend like these stories are real things that are happening to you, and you've got to be the one to solve it and figure it out. So there might be a story like, let's say Corbin and Hadley are going to do an art project, and I gave both of them a piece of string. And what do? Like all kids, they start bickering over whose string is longer. Well, her string's longer than mine. No, I think yours is longer than mine. Now you got the bigger one. So maybe they need to figure out who had the bigger one and what the difference was, and maybe try to make them equal. So let's say that Corbin's was 22 inches and Hadley's was 17 inches. And they want to know how much shorter is Hadley's than Corbin's. So we would solve for that. I'm going to say it one more time, because sometimes if we're not sure how to solve the problem, it helps to reread it. So I'm going to say it again. Okay, Corbin and Hadley both have a string that they're going to do a project with. They wanted equal strings, but they know they're not equal, and they need to know how much different they are. Corbin has one that's 22 inches long, and Hadley's is only 17 inches long. How much longer is Corbin's than Hadley's? Okay, we're comparing those two and trying to find out how they're different. When we find out how something is different from something else, it usually means that we are going to need to subtract, find out what the difference is. So if Corbin's was 22, remember we always put the greater number first because we have to take away from it. So if hers was 22 inches long, minus Hadley's was 17 inches long, that would equal the difference that we have. So 22 minus 17. 5, is that what you said? Okay, would be 5. Now remember, I need to know what it is you're talking about. 5 inches is the difference. And IN is our abbreviation for inches. So this might be one type of way that you're going to solve things and compare. Another thing that a lot of people use measurement for is to find out how big something is. Like we've been talking about buying a new dining room table. Okay, and so then I need to know how well it's going to fit into our dining room. Or maybe you buy a new rug for your floor and you need to know if it fits. Or I want to build a chicken coop. The Lalakers just built a chicken coop. I saw that. It was really cool, but they had to do a lot of measurement to figure out the size of it. So I guarantee, in fact, go ask your family, what is something recently you've had to measure for if you can't think of something your family's been doing? Especially right now when everybody's been doing so many projects. So let's do a rug. Because Braun's getting a new bedroom and he probably needs a rug on his hardwood floor. So if I have a rug for his room and I want to know how big this rug is, maybe I measure it and let's do one side is 10 feet, the longer side, and one side is 5 feet. By the way, what shape is this? Rectangle? Because 2 of the sides are parallel and longer and the other 2 are shorter and the same length. Okay, so we've got 10 feet and 5 feet. And normally, if you look at something, it'll show you the measurements. It only shows you part of it. Because it wants you to understand, if this is a rectangle, if this side is 10 feet, what is this side? 10 feet. If this side is 5 feet, what is this side? 5 feet. So if it said, how big around is this rug, you would need to solve that. Now, what a lot of kids will want to do is just say, well, 10 plus 5, oh, that's easy, that's 15. But that's only half of it. We need to do the other half. So what you really need to be thinking about is every side. If this is 10, then this is 10. If this is 5, then this is 5. And then adding these together. I would look at this and go, well, 10 plus 10 equals 20, plus 5 more equals 25, plus another 5 equals 30. Or maybe you looked at it and went 10 plus 10 plus 10 more equals 30. Or maybe when you added the 10 plus 5 equals 15, like I had over here, and I said, but that's only half of it. Maybe you knew that's because 15 equals 30. Remember, there's lots of different ways that you can get to your answer. It's what makes sense to you, as long as you get to it correctly. So that's the kind of problem those are the kind of problems that you're going to be working on this week in your math. You only have a few pages to do, but a lot of them are story problems. And you're going to really have to read it and reread it and maybe even read it a third time before it makes sense. So that'll take you a little bit of extra time to do. I definitely want you to have an adult check over your math or a super big brother or sister that can look over it and make sure that you're doing it correctly. Let's see. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. And then you're going to have a test page. It's only 1 page front and back. This is the red page is always the assessment page. When you get done with it, take a picture of it and send it to me on Seesaw, or a couple of your parents have taken pictures and texted it to me, and that's totally fine too, as long as I get it. And then I put this page at the back because I would like you to continue working on your double-digit addition, subtraction, but this would be a page that you could do after your math test page is done. So there is your math for this week. Please let me know if you have any questions. All right, go get them.